Almost caught me off guard there. My name is Valentine, or at Val. Thank you so very much, Stephanie Ayeta, at Stephanie Ayeta, for that wonderful interview. I think my take home from that is I can get away with a lot of things as long as my oral hygiene is correct. And apparently 3 to 6 minutes brushing teeth. Men, 3 to 6, that's a whole song. Hey, 3 to 6. I thought 2 minutes was a lot. Okay. Anyway, we learn something new every day. So, guys, 3 to 6 minutes on your teeth, round movements, so that you equalize the pressure. I learned a new word, oscillate. Yeah, I was paying attention. I hope you were too. Yeah, and something about fluoride. Anyway, if you missed the interview or you are a bit confused still, you can catch it on our YouTube channel. That is at Y254, as well as other social media platforms, that is Facebook, Instagram, X, name it. We are there at Y254 channel. Now, our next interview is something quite interesting, actually. Last year we had 2 major marches. Yes, and the theme was femicide. But something that struck me is, as we were talking about femicide and other forms of GBV, that is gender-based violence, I also saw a lot of placards talking about menstrual health and ending period poverty, and how some ASLs, those are arid and semi-arid areas in the country, are still quite lacking in terms of sanitary towels and other things that are needed during this particular period in a time in a girl's life. So yes, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. I know it sounds like it's just for girls, but it really does affect men as well, one way or another. Either your father, either your husband to be, father to be, where insert your place in a lady's life. So son, brother, cousin, uncle, something. You're going to be something, or you are somebody's something. So it will touch, definitely it will affect you one way or another. So hashtag of the day is Thursday Vibes. But we're going to zoom in for this particular segment to one very lovely, yes, her name is Dr. Aruna Varsani, and she is the founder and CEO of Together for Better Foundation. She's going to walk us through a couple of very, very important things. Yes, and there's something coming up, so you want to watch the interview till the very end. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You look very lovely.
Thank you.
Would you like to say something to the viewers? Say good morning.
Yeah.
I hope I said your name right.
Yes, my name was said. Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Aruna Varsani, the founder of Together for Better Foundation, and I'm here to share some insight knowledge I've gained in past 11 years being into the menstrual health and hygiene sector.
Okay, all right. Thank you so very much for coming. Welcome. So let's start with the foundation itself. It was founded in 2017. That is roughly, give or take, 8 years ago. So what sparked the have you always been interested, and how did it come into being? How did the foundation come to life?
It came to some point that when I realized that the education is very important for any child, because my background is I'm a teacher, and when I realized I want to put more and more children to education sector to bring the principle in their life and make sure they achieve their goals and be a well-being human, you know. When I started studying backward a little bit and see why our children, I still see them on the street, looking for food, asking for anything what they get, and where they should be actually in the school. When I studied it and I realized that there are 2 elements they're missing out when it's to keep them in the school. The one is educational material, and that's where my forte was. And then I realized the second element is a sanitary towel, especially when the girls are in a bigger percentage out of the schools. Okay. Yeah.
All right. And it's a given. It's going to happen. I would like to assume, and assuming is very dangerous, because, you know, it makes the word assume says it makes something of you and me. Yes, I do not want to repeat it right now in the morning. But I assume we're in 2025, and some things we should not be talking about. Things like female genital mutilation, that's FGM, things about sanitary towels. I mean, we had a whole conversation questioning why would we have condoms that are free, that you can access in particular areas just in the county before we go to the country, but you don't have free sanitary pads.
Yes.
And I guess your argument would be, I don't even know what your argument would be. What, it's more necessary? I don't think so. So if you were to get into a debate, why do you think free condoms are more accessible than free sanitary pads?
I think the topic is a taboo and neglected topic. We are taking this topic very minor, where it's biologically happens to every woman and girl day-to-day life, or monthly, at least once in a month, isn't it? So the other one is a necessary item, which is a condom. Then the sanitary towels are also more primary necessary items, has to be placed in every areas. And in this point, I think it's time to also involve the men also who feel comfortable seeing those dispensers everywhere, or even if they have to carry one in their pocket, they should not feel shy away, or they should not feel that this is not for me, it's for women only. Because there's that very immediate woman next to him might need a towel at that immediate time. He should be one of first standing and supporting the woman. So it's very important to have both. But why we have managed to put more towards the maybe that's where the funding is. I'll put it that way, that direct, because why we have not looked at the other part of, why is only one item, not the second one, right? Like the way we are saying sanitation, even across the county, we are suffering all. Do you think a woman can carry a whole day that pad and then go home and change? No. Have you ever seen a good and clean bathroom in public place for a woman? No. Where is she going to change? Even if you're putting that condoms into the dispenser places in bathrooms areas, who has access to it? We have to think that who are the consumers first also, but at the same time also, are we really helping the community? Because one is protecting, where the other ones we are not managing well. So it's important to see where the funding alignments are. We need to share it equally to put it both necessity items in a place, in public place especially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think something that maybe would resonate with that is on Wednesdays I have a panel of girls, so we talk about social issues, and we also once had a conversation about having a partner, having a our parents say friend, a boyfriend who would really understand menses. So I can send you to the supermarket and you won't die in shame, you won't hide or ask them to wrap it with newspapers and this is normal part of life, and accept that these things happen.
You have to accept it, because I don't know why I still get the questions. As I said, I've been to almost 18 counties. I deal with cultural based areas where I understand the practices are done. Some are sustainable practices and I respect that. Not everything is wrong there. So also we have to first study that way. But the second thing also, when we're talking about period poverty, guys, just get it clear that poverty is not only related to money. The poverty is about education. Poverty is about communication within the family, having that conversation on dinner table, even talk about your menses. If you can't share that within your family, that's already says a poverty. That's a period poverty actually. And it's being into 11 years in this sector, I have men over and say, what is exactly poverty is? Where are we when we are saying the poverty? And I concluded, being in educational sector, as a mother, as a daughter, as a human being grown up, I said the poverty, first thing we have to tackle is the communication, to normalize in any place, break that silence. Till today, I get a question on my social media, a girl who can access to the gynecologist, a girl who can get access to the newspaper or social media or online research, they still throw some questions on my social media, asking some about menses, or what problem they are facing, or what exactly it is. And when I have to tell them, you have to go to the doctors because I'm limited, when it comes to the extreme health. It gives me to think back that why she did not go to a gynecologist, why that mother in the family had no time to have that moment with the daughter, so daughter have enough space to share this. We are not creating that. We all are living in a so fast world. We are forgetting all this, that this education comes first within the family, within the mother. Because actually it's a pattern wise, you are following your mother's cycle. Because genetically that's what it's going to be. So that daughter will not learn from me. The first knowledge should come is from mother. So that's where the poverty lies, and especially when she has to share with the dad themselves step backs, because that mom or the wife has never given that room to share. She always says that this is nothing to do with men. Are we saying that men are not putting an effort? But are we really also looking at, are the women are putting an effort to educate our men? No. Because we already said it's nothing to do with them. If you don't share, that man will not know.
Okay.
That is where the poverty is also. Right? And there's so many organizations out there doing what I'm doing. I have a request at this platform, because there's numbers of people are going to watch this interview. Please involve boy child. Even if you go to the school level, you go to the community level or community organizations, wherever you are, and you're talking about menstrual health, please involve the boy child. Do not seclude them, because we are creating another gap and we are creating another poverty there. Yeah.
All right, so what I'm getting is we should be sensitive to also the boy child. Like, we would not expect them to understand something we're not teaching them.
Yeah. There was a one time I did an interview in a Samburu County. This was a radio interview. And we went live, and one dad actually asked me a question, and this is a tribal place, we all know. He said, is it normal if I go to the supermarket and pick a pad, the way you said? I said, yes, why not? So I had to take some of the question back to him, like a reverse psychology. And I said, are you the biological dad to the daughter?
Oh, wow.
He said, yes. I said, is the same daughter you have, or you have a stepdaughter? It's my biological daughter. I said, did you buy a diaper for your daughter? He said, yes. I said, then what has changed now? When she was young, she could not even express what to buy, what I want. But now actually she can say, Dad, I want a large size of pad and I need this company pad because I'm not comfortable. She can actually express herself, and then you can go and buy a correct product. From here also we get to learn also, men wants to step up. But because nobody is there to hold their hands and educate them or take them through this little bit of learning, they will be left out. See, that time when I was doing interview, 25,000 people were listening.
Wow.
And majorities were gentlemen. Since then I started doing more of radio interviews, because I understand when they don't see you as a woman, or when they don't see like a screen, they listen better, the radio also.
Oh, wow.
So I have done so many radio marathon, and these are the radio where you buy airtime and you do the interviews, you share the knowledge, and that includes even the men at West picking areas, West pickers, or all these people are asking questions. So that's where exactly we need to step up and educate also the community. Yeah, we have to think the psychological, how we can impact quickly.
I like how you said it's psychological, because I would like to imagine if just a boy child being told to speak out when they are frustrated. There's this term, it's called umama, you're becoming a woman. So even the idea of sitting down with a gentleman sitting down with another one, and you know, just talking about menses, their wives, their daughters, and all these, it sounds even brand new to me. When we're in the place we're living right now, and I guess the space and time, but I really hope that we are working towards that. Now, I want you to walk me through the 18 counties, but how you have, you know, made an effect in terms of the foundation. But before we get to that, I want to slide in something that again has been highlighted a couple of times here and there when we're talking about menses and hygiene. So we've heard of this exchange, it's called sex for pads.
Yes.
So you'd find a young girl, whether she has relatives or not, for some reason or the other, either cannot afford sanitary towels. So what she does is she exchanges her body, usually to someone outside, close enough to the family, but essentially outside of the family, to get funds. But it's working backwards, because now we have more teen pregnancies. Because what I'm hearing is these particular girls who do this are under the age of 18.
Yes.
So is this something, I'm speaking for Nairobi as a county, because the case samples I've heard mostly are from Nairobi. So in terms of that and the 18 counties that you've been to, have you seen this particular exchange, sex for pads, or have you seen something else that relates on the same?
Yes, there are many counties. One of few I can remember at the spur of the moment is one is Bungoma County. Last year I was there to impact 1,500 girls in one of my initiative project. In one school I found 45 girls teen pregnant.
Wow, one school?
One school. It's also in the news. And I was there, I was seeing them, they were there. 45 girls in Bungoma County teen pregnant due to not having sanitary towels, due to not having enough education on sexual health, due to not having enough knowledge about menstrual health and hygiene. So few things happens here. When we talk about sex for pads, one is not having fund to buy the pads. The second one is not having enough knowledge, because there are some counties I've been where mature men are taking advantage of this situation. So what happens is when she starts her first menses, nobody is there to explain to her what's happening. The first trauma she comes through is that when anybody sees a blood,
you think you're sick.
you are sick or you're dying, or these are the extreme thought runs into people's, because she's minor. She is not exposed to the internet, she is not exposed to any TV news, she has nobody there to help her or to educate her what exactly happening in her body. And why so? Because nowadays very young girls are receiving period. They are not even getting chance to learn this in their syllabus, right? So these are also connected when men taking advantage of this kind of situation, but these are not every man. There are fewer out there who understand where the case is very minor. Nobody is there to protect that child, or girl have not enough knowledge. In some of the areas, there are also cases I have seen where HIV infections are high. And one of the county I have been is Homa Bay and Mafangano Island. There's a specific sub-county I'm talking about, because to cover up the whole county is almost impossible. When I talk about this, it's related to the pets, it's related to also the food cartel, the fishing cartel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I did the study, that's why I said earlier that I've been to 18 counties, and when I learn about it, you'll be so surprised that can someone buy food with sex, in exchange of sex, right? Their family who sent only girls to buy this food.
Okay.
Because they know that in exchange she will have to give her body in as a interact with the sexual practice, and then she'll bring the fish home. You think everything is what we think about money? Money, no. She cannot buy food with money. She has a money, but she's been forced to put. So they are kind of a hostage for family also. So this come back to the point what we are talking, that even if girl has no knowledge, but we are talking about teen pregnancy, we are talking about HIV infection, she is also sometimes when she's idle, she's a sexual hostage at home. As you said earlier, it could be even brother or father or neighbor or uncle. That's why another reason is the period cycles are starting in earlier age, because the body is sexually active way earlier than before she starts her menses. It's been my 11 years when I started my journey. The bracket of first period receiving for a girl child was 12 to 13 years old. In between, it shifted 10 to 11 years old. Right now, as we are talking, is 6 to 8 years old girl who's receiving their first period. That they are not even to grade 5.
Hey.
How are you going to teach that syllabus? You know, I know we have a small syllabus in our CBC curriculum, but even she is not reaching that stage. So who will educate that girl? She's a parent. It's also Ministry of Health needs to look into it, that how you can increase this at the county level, at the interior areas. They need support, they need help.
Okay.
So teen pregnancy is related to all these together. And they are happening, and I'm only talking about last year. And I have seen that even one of the school, most of the girls, before they go to high school, either they are married off, then they're coming to high school, or they are mothers already and they are coming to high school. It's almost about 60% of girls were mothers or married, or they have been going through HIV infected.
Oh, wow.
And this is the below the level of Mount Elgon area, what do you call, Bungoma, but interior, near to the Mount Elgon region.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so I'm hearing that geographical location also plays a very large part in the dissemination of knowledge. The further you are in the rural areas, the less likely, it's not impossible, but the less likely that you are to have knowledge at your, important knowledge at your fingertips.
There is almost zero knowledge, not less.
Oh, wow.
And this is, I'm talking with me interacting 68 60,000 girls. It's not something done within 2 years. This is 11 years experience, and I always try to improve my menstrual kits because as a teacher, I like to hand out those knowledge as much as I can.
Okay.
So I personally go and interact with these girls. Though my team goes with me, but all girls have that room to ask me question, and when they ask me question, you feel like there's only a gap of education. Because sustainability can manage, and upcountry sustainability they are managing very well.
Okay.
Yeah, they know how to grow their own vegetable. They know how to source their own water. Do we know in Nairobi this? If Nairobi water close the tap, do you know how to get the water? We don't know. They know where to get the water from. You see? So sustainability is there. They can maneuver that part. I know it's a hardship, but at least there is. But if you're not giving a knowledge, you're paralyzed. Because you are now either gapped between first world knowledge and then you're totally into the farmer, or you're giving very little knowledge to the ground that they don't know what to do next step. Today I tell them how to wear sanitary towels, but now we are not giving next step, what to do if I don't have. You're showing me how to wear it, but then what next? What do I wear if I don't have the towel? Where do I source it from? And this is something we do as a Together for Better Foundation, which I will come again back and back. We teach them how to make their towels.
Oh.
Yeah, especially because it's been 11 years, I've been having a 60,000 girls waiting on my list only, on Together for Better list, waiting for sanitary towels. Can I finish that? In 11 years, I have not managed. Every year I target 10,000 girls. I am achieving my target, but there is always 10,000 new girls in a cycle on my list only.
Oh wow! So these sanitary towels that you are now giving out, are they reusable?
Yes, they are reusable one. Actually, I want to show it to you very quickly one. So this is how I pack it.
Oh wow!
So this towel is a waterproof pouch.
Okay.
It has a little knowledge, but at the same time, it has 6 sanitary towels. Okay. I want to show you all this because it's very important. These are 6 sanitary towels. There are 4 regular wear and there are 2 for the heavy period. Or you can say 2 for night wear, 4 for regular day wear. Right? This is how the towel looks. It is plastic free, it is chemical free, and it's muted in color. So it's not going to fade the color at any given time. It has a safety button and it's very comfortable to close it on your underwear.
Oh! That's very practical.
Simple. Yeah. Very simple. If somebody who knows how to do the tailoring can make this part. Yeah. And when you wear this part, there are few benefits because we have done the impact report. Number 1, the girls have this available for 2 years. So this will last them for 2 years. I give 6 sanitary towels to 1 girl, no less, no more. Right? This will last them for 2 years. So at least for 2 years, she's at peace of her mind that she will perform better at her day-to-day activity, wherever she is. In a school, the self-esteem has boosted also. We have seen this improvement in their results. We have seen the attendance have improved also in school level. We have seen the period pain has reduced by using this unchemical, which is chemical-free pads.
Oh, that's a fact.
These are the fact also we have done as a impact report.
So when you hear a sanitary towel is scented, that's a chemical, and it could affect you.
Any towel. You have to think this practically. When the blood clot falls on your pad and is observed inside, what process is that? What is that? It's not just a layer of a plastic, right? It must be that the component of chemical which makes it absorb it inside. Am I correct? So,
well,
it's a process, isn't it?
Broadens the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, but if same thing happens here, it will absorb. It will take time to absorb. And if it's a lump, it will stay there until you've changed the pad.
And then you.
When in other pad, it totally disappears.
It's like spilling something on my shirt.
So it has to take through that chemical process, isn't it? To absorb that blood inside and suck it inside the pad between the layers. Plus, because it's plastic free, because this one is breathable material. It does not generate any heat. It does not generate any rashes.
This is very, very practical.
Yeah, it's very practical. Plus, when we give it to them, this is something I've worked on it myself. It's called Productive Health Booklet.
Okay.
Very simple because we are charity organizations. Very basic paper, but the knowledge is powerful here. So what I've tried to do is, whenever I go and interact with the girls, when we hand out the sanitary towels, we do 90% training is on menstrual health and hygiene.
Okay. Just hold it up so we can see.
Yeah. So what happens is, at some point, I have a room where girls can ask me questions.
Okay.
Whatever girls are asking questions, my team is taking all those notes. And then when we come back, we reflect ourselves and say why this question was asked. Why she had no access to hear, or how we can bring this to our girls, you know, so she does not have to ask question and she can educate her other siblings or friends.
Okay.
So we started putting some of the knowledge. It's like about menstrual cycle, introduction, what age it starts, biological what happens, why only happens to the girls. When you see the blood, you should not get scared. That means you should feel proud that you are stepping into adulthood. All these things has been taught here. Okay. And these are actually asked by girls, questions, right?
All right.
And the hygiene.
Okay. So it's like frequently FAQs, frequently asked questions.
Yeah. And then hygiene, how to clean, how to not use the detergent which has a scented detergent. Don't use. Clean it just with the water. Don't need to use anything very harshful product in your private area.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know, like now in the market you see plenty of product out there, but our girls, especially up countries, they look for scented detergent at least to wash their private area, right? This one is about period pain. If you go to any school, even in Nairobi now, I'll put it that way, even into the offices, you ask any woman, how do you deal with your period pain? I take a painkiller. Very direct answer. And that's what our girls do also. We just had an interview with one of the doctor, isn't it? Any medicine you take, it has a side effect. And your cycle will be every month. Are you going to take your painkiller every month?
Every month.
First, you don't have money to buy pads.
Wow.
Second, you don't have a knowledge. Third, you are now looking for that painkiller because your pains are so extreme you can't bear it. Or due to that pain, you're missing out in a school because now you can't perform anywhere. You can't focus. So we give them natural education, how to deal with period pain.
Just out of curiosity, what's one natural remedy?
So one natural remedy is keep your diet very healthy, which gives you the strength in your body, energy in your body. The other one is ask for help if needs to be. And there are few more. Do light exercise.
Yes.
Cannot stay in a bed because you have a period. This is what our upper class girls do. Today I have a period, I have a pain, and now I have my period pain leave, I can stay in a bed. Do not do that. Move around within your area and do light exercise. Do light housework, right? Drink a lot of water, lukewarm water. The main one, which I tell and everybody gets so shocked, even girls drops their jaw when I tell them, stop your tea and coffee for 4 days.
What? Why would I do that? Okay.
Because tea and coffee contain caffeine.
And caffeine does
what? Caffeine will increase the pain in your stomach.
What? Yeah, that is jaw-dropping information.
Yeah. So remember, any time when you drink a tea or coffee, immediately either your brain is working very fast or you're calling for the bathroom, long call, so your body is working very fast. So that natural pain will pick up the speed of rapid space because now you're putting something in your body which needs to increase those pain.
Wow. Okay.
So 3 to 4 days when you are your main period days, you just stop those drinks. But because our staple drink is tea, girls also feel like, then what do I drink? And that's one of the drink only maybe they're getting, especially up country in the schools.
Oi, waluya. Oi.
Yeah.
Remember, mwacha kunywa chai tu siku. Just 3-4 days.
Just 3-4 days.
Sorry.
You can come before. You can drink your chai. After period, you can drink your chai. Don't stop. But just 2 to 3 days. If your period pain is heavy, try this. It really helps. It works. So those are the few things. And the one thing I asked the girls, and I said, where do you buy your medicine? They said, from chemist. I said, who decide which correct medicine is for your painkiller? I just buy because my mom buys Panadol or this, I buy this one. And I asked them the question again. And I said, normally who prescribes this medicine for you? A doctor. Was there a doctor in the chemist? No. And that all of us we do. We just go to the chemist and buy a medicine without checking our body with doctor.
Oh, wow.
Who will know that the Panadol works for you will work for me?
Over-the-counter medicine, because it's simple, it's very fast. Just give me a
Yeah, but why we are missing out the steps? Why we are not going to the doctor, even if it's for one time only. I know period comes every month. At least one period you go and show it to your doctor. Then you can maybe buy the other periods. But we are not doing this.
Oh, wow.
It's easy to get it over the counter, so we have totally neglected the doctor.
Oh, so we want shortcuts, and it's not really helping at all.
It doesn't help, because any medicine you take, there is a side effect.
Okay.
And something occurs with that side effect. Who is going to support? See that doctor. Why don't you go from first place then? Why are you looking for other problems?
Chemists or pharmacists will never turn you away. That is money coming. Why
they
would I refuse?
Will never turn you away. And they will never touch your even nose and say this is the problem.
Oh, wow.
Because when there is a period pain, it's not only period pain. Sometimes you have fibroids.
Oh.
You need to check, isn't it? Who checks your uterus?
That was deep.
See, it's a gynecologist, right? And it might be related to that. How do you know it's only period and that's 4 days and it's gone? See, it could be a problem in your uterus. But that painkiller will take away only that time of space, your period, your pain away. Again, next period you are same. Are you really sorting out the problem? No. You need to go to the doctor. Do not neglect that doctor. At least once you go and then you decide what you want to do.
Wow, okay, all right.
Yeah, and the other step is how to wash these pads, because single-use pads everybody knows, but reusable pads not many knows they are available.
Okay, so how would you go about washing it? You said not to use any harsh detergent.
So basically, this you wash it the way you wash your cloth. Any detergent in your house, it could be soap bar or powder form. Wash it normally, rinse it through clean water and dry it under the sun.
Okay. It's okay to that would be such a conversation starter. You're seeing reusable pads outside, but the ideal place would be in direct sunlight so they can dry properly. That's okay. That's okay. Sorry. Hashtag is Thursday vibes. My apologies.
So what happens is, naturally when you dry anything under the sun, it kills the germs. So in case there is any germs here, it will be killed naturally.
All right.
You don't need Jik or Omo or Dettol.
Okay. And the frequency in which you wash a single reusable pad is based on your cycle? Yeah, okay.
But still, every 4 to 5 hours, even if it's single use or reuse, you must change your pad.
Yeah, that's true.
Hygienically. And this is the knowledge which is missing to our girls.
And then I think there's one of my directors, I'm very sure he does not know this. So Benjamin, we're going to educate you today. We said we're going to be sensitive to the boy child. So we said that there are sizes, yes? And even single-use pads or other sanitary towels like tampons, they have sizes. So there's normal or regular, then there's large. That is not the size of a lady's area. It's a heaviness of the flow, okay? So it has nothing to do with the equipment, it is the flow.
Yeah,
right?
it is the flow and it's an individual flow. It's not same pattern for every woman.
Right.
So there's something special I put again in this book is how to monitor your periods.
Okay.
So every month a girl will jot down their dates to know that my periods are regular. And then the last one, which I've touched base, which we have already talked earlier, is sexual health. A little bit, not in depth, but a little bit about sexual health is important.
It's just, as we start wrapping this up, I want to assume that the use of contraceptives is part of sexual health, and that would in turn affect either the flow or the regularity of the periods, right? So that also affects how you kind of organize yourself in terms of towels and etc., how you keep yourself clean.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It does. And many things also happens around that, not only that part, the smells and hygiene, being laziness also. You know, these are the young girls which I interact especially. You can't be lazy when it comes to the keeping yourself hygiene clean. Yeah. Okay. They can be very neglected because it's an age where they can misbehave. So that education is also important, to ask them to wash it properly on the time, change your towel on time, store it well, and behave well. Yeah.
All right, that's sometimes we take it a little bit for granted when we have things like leaks. You know, when blood dries, it's not the friendliest of scents, so we might kind of just I don't want to say ignore, but take for granted very, very small things. So when she says, please take care of your hygiene, it's a whole thing. And you might find that someone else near you is the one being affected a little bit more than you are sometimes.
Yes, because of the smell and because of how you behave and your attitude change towards also. Yeah, because hormonally also you are a different person.
Yeah, that's all Benja knows. When it's Benja, sorry, you're being my case study today, but as a boy child, utakula tu ngumu kidogo. That's all Benja knows. When a lady's on her menses, she's moody. That's
she's moody,
it.
But also we have to not forget a boy child. If Benjamin is the one of who is listening.
Yes,
now,
Benjamin, listen.
Men do go through that once a month, that space where their hormones are also disturbed.
So when he's starting,
they are not, yeah, and they know exactly that this is the time when I can't react correctly. But are we there to even understand them?
Okay.
We only say because lady is receiving period and this is about to receive period, these are the signs that moods are changing and she's a little bit disturbed or weaker or stronger, whatever the sides are. But men do go through this also once a month.
Okay. All
yes.
right. So boy child, kumbe ukona your equivalent to menses, we have known. Please just tell us, even us, we chat this timetable so we know how to deal with you accordingly. Thanks. Hashtag is Thursday Vibes. All right, so now as we complete the interview, when you said there's an event, okay, she said this off air, so my apologies to our viewers. You did mention there's something coming up, so would you tell us a little bit about that and how we can, you know, reach out or donate or help in any possible way?
Yeah, we have an event coming, which is our annual event we do to raise the funds. It's on 8th of March. It's International Women's Day. It's happening at Imara Ole Sarani Hotel. With this event, what we try to do is we'll sell the tickets where you're able to have a networking event, you're able to come and entertain yourself. It's a 4-course meal, and then there's a cash bar available. The entertainments are happening. And we are gathering funds for Kakuma Refugee Camp. This is in a partnership with the UNHCR Refugee Agency, and taking these funds, making pads and taking it to the refugee camp also to save more girls that area. So please join us. Our Instagram and all the pages are what you call the IGs, right? It's Together for Better Foundation. You reach out to us through all those platforms. Our website is www.t4bfoundation.org. If you want to send us the email, please jot down the email address. It's info@t4bfoundation.org. You can definitely support a girl by sending your contribution towards our M-Pesa till number, which is
I have it. That is 5265045. Then that's buy goods. The till number is 5265045.
Thank you. One girl to give these sanitary towels, the whole kit costs 1,000 shilling, which lasts them for 2 years. What we are doing also very special is we are teaching them also how to make their own sanitary towels, so we don't need to keep going back to save same girl. We can go to the more other girls to secure them also.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, Dr. Aruna Varsani. I feel, although I have been experiencing menses for a couple of years now, there's some things that you have enlightened me on, and I'm thinking, period poverty is an actual thing, guys. It's an actual, and I think there are going to be male guests coming after this, so the first question I'm going to ask is about periods. Yes, please stand by for the answer. Yes, hashtag is Thursday Vibes. Thank you so very much for coming. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and thank you on behalf of, I don't know, all of us, for the initiative, for the 11 years of hard work that you have put into, for the reusable pads that is very practical. Thank you so very much for coming and what you continue to do.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for having me and giving me this platform to educate thousands of other people, because every action counts here. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right, you heard it here only on hashtag Thursday Vibes on channel Y254, in particular, Y in the morning. But we are not done with you yet. So we started with a dentist with Stephanie Yetta on the wheel. Now we have just concluded a conversation about menstrual hygiene or ending period poverty. And now we're going to go into our last segment of the day. So do not touch that dial.